This is a prose piece in 4 parts. It's called The Man Who Has Never Heard of Ice and His 1.5-star Airbnb Reviews. September 2012. Peter W. Check-in was easy. The house itself was nice, a quaint bungalow walking distance from the beach and singles bars, cozy living room with plasma TV and lots of channels. Kitchen is well stocked with a Keurig coffee maker and citrus juicer. The backyard is clean and equipped with Adirondack chairs and a wood-burning chimenea. On the whole, a well-kept, comfortable cottage home. A mostly enjoyable experience. Then I tried to get a drink of water from the refrigerator door. The water that came out was not only very cold, but hard. I nearly choked trying to drink it. Not hard as in mineral content.
Oh.
I mean, it was physically hard. Normally, water will assume the shape of the container that it's put in. This didn't. I don't have very high expectations when it comes to water. But this was unacceptable. I am a junior pharma sales rep. I've drunk water in many hotels and resorts, even very cold water. This was beyond cold. It actually hurt my fingers when I held it up. Parentheses, you should not be able to hold water with your fingers. I left a few pieces on the counter with a note for the cleaning staff. But later the pieces were gone and my letter was soaking wet. I guess this is how they deal with complaints. I just hope that the owner will fix the refrigerator, as this is not just an annoyance, but a safety issue. That said, I appreciated the K-Cup variety pack in HBO Go. So I'm giving 1.5 stars. Peter W., March 2014. Good location. My fiancé and I love to hike, so being minutes from the trailheads was perfect. The architecture of the house had an Adobe feel, Pueblo Revival, I believe it is called. The master suite was nicely decorated with Southwest touches and assertive premium king-size bed. We particularly appreciated the organic linens, as my fiancé has chemical sensitivities. Our experience was mostly perfect. However, on our first evening, there was an incident. We just returned from our hike, and we're looking forward to relaxing in the hot tub. This would not be the case. I tried to get a drink of water from the refrigerator's external water dispenser. The water that came out was not just cold, but hard. Like very cold square rocks. Parentheses, this has happened to me once before. I love water, don't get me wrong. I drink several liters a day. I am a senior pharmaceutical sales representative. I drive a Saab 9.3 convertible. They don't make them anymore. I've drunk water in many, many countries around the world. I was afraid to tell my fiancé why I was so upset, and this would put a damper on the entire trip. Despite that, the view from the bamboo deck was spectacular, and my fiancé enjoyed the Crabtree and Evelyn soaps. Therefore, I am allotting 1.5 stars. Peter W., December 2020. When I told my boys and my girlfriend that we were going to spend the holidays in a real log cabin out in the woods, they were thrilled. And indeed, this was a quaint, rustic, 10,400 square foot cabin, far from the modern day world and the pressures of running the world's largest multinational pharmaceutical. adequate with its double islands and flat screen TV. The giant stone fireplaces throughout kept us suitably warm. The ski lift was not too far from the patio door. The climbing wall and the indoor pool were a nice bit of flair. At first blush, this was the modest frontier adventure I had hoped for. And then, in the middle of the night, as my boys and my girlfriend slept, I approached the door of one of the two refrigerators with a glass and held it beneath the fountain. The ensuing water was not only loud, but literally undrinkable. It sounded like an avalanche. I brought it out to my 2021 Lexus GX and woke my driver, Jose, and told him to try to drink it. He was as perplexed as I was. I am a chief executive officer. I have drunk from the ancient aquifers beneath the sun-soaked hills of Tuscany. I rose from nothing to get to where I am. And this water made a fool of me. And that a man of my stature cannot abide. Notwithstanding, my boys and my girlfriend enjoyed the Disney Plus. Therefore, I will allow 1.5 stars. Peter W. November 2032. My father taught me every one thing that a man should know. Weakness is for the weak. It is better to be feared than to be loved. To be second is to be last. His wife, my mother, did not understand this. Nor did my wives, my girlfriends, my sons, or my daughter. And so it is that I should be alone, and in this manner writing. Yes, my father taught me everything. But even with the command and the cunning that I inherited, and the knowledge I was bestowed, I found myself wholly unprepared for the insult that I experienced at the Comfort Suites in Manasquan, New Jersey. Upon my arrival, I handed the bucket that was on the dresser to one of the staff and asked him to fill it for me. The water that he returned with I will not dignify with a description. Greatness is not for the weary, my father said, nor for the soft-hearted. It exacts a heavy price. And I have paid that price, and the interest thereon. I have endured greater betrayals in my life than any man has ever known. Endured it with the knowledge that each betrayal was born of a bitter jealousy of what I had and who I am. This last one can be no different. I have drunk light from the imperial river alongside Dante and the angels of the highest heavens. May that, and not my final insult at the Comfort Suites, be my epitaph. Yet in spite of it all, the waffle maker at the breakfast station was a nice touch. And therefore, I bequeath 1.5 stars.